U.S. banking giants boosted their profits in the fourth quarter, buoyed by increased demand from borrowers that could bode well for lenders' future earnings. Bank of America, which reported results Wednesday before the opening bell, said average loans grew 8% from a year earlier, and its net interest income, or the difference between what it earns from loans and pays out in deposits, surged to a record. Analysts at S&P Global Market Intelligence said they are optimistic about continued momentum into 2026 for the banking industry, driven by macroeconomic stability and favorable lending conditions. Citigroup reported on Wednesday that average loans climbed 7% in the fourth quarter, driven by its markets, U.S. personal banking, and services businesses. One analyst told Reuters the company continues its turnaround story under CEO Jane Fraser and could be officially shedding its laggard reputation. Also on Wednesday, Wells Fargo's chief financial officer said on a conference call that, quote, "We saw the pace of loan growth pick up for the first time in a while." Wells Fargo did miss analyst profit estimates, and its shares fell as much as 6% in morning trading. Citigroup topped earnings forecasts, but did miss on some financial metrics, and its stock dropped about 3% in morning trading. Bank of America exceeded profit estimates, though its shares fell as much as 5% in morning trading. Bank executives also expressed concern that President Donald Trump's proposed 10% cap on credit card interest rates would prompt banks to pull back on lending and curb economic growth. Still, they said more details were needed to assess its potential impact.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective.
So proud of what the president did, and Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth and everybody, our military, Maria Corina Machado, and what they did in Venezuela is going to change Latin America. This is the start of changing Venezuela. Then we're going to fix Cuba. Nicaragua will get fixed. Next year we'll get a new president in Colombia. We're going to start. The democracy is coming back to this hemisphere.
So the president.
Important topic. The premier of Greenland and the premier of Denmark and other Danish officials are responding to a Twitter post from your wife, Katie Miller, herself a former Trump White House official, showing Greenland covered with an American flag, saying soon. After that was posted, President Trump repeated the claim that the U.S. needs Greenland for national security reasons. The Danish prime minister responded to this in an interview earlier today, as reported by Bloomberg, quote, "I believe one should take the American president seriously when he says he wants Greenland, but I will also make it clear that if the U.S. chooses to attack another NATO country militarily, then everything stops, including NATO, and thus the security that has been established since the end of the Second World War." Can you rule out that the U.S. is ever going to try to take Greenland by force?
Well, let me go back a step. The president has been clear for months now, so I know you're treating this as breaking news. The president has been clear for months now that the United States should be the nation that has Greenland as part of our overall security apparatus. The United
right,
States,
but your wife posted that like hours after the Venezuela operation. That's why it's newly relevant.
No, I'm not, and I'll talk with you about it for an hour. I think it's a really important conversation. I just wanted to reset, Jake, by making clear that it has been the formal position of the U.S. government since the beginning of this administration, frankly, going back into the previous Trump administration, that Greenland should be part of the United States. The president has been very clear about that. That is the formal position of the U.S. government.
Right, but can you say that military action against Greenland is off the table?
What do you mean military action against Greenland? The Greenland has a population of 30,000 people, Jake. The real question is, by what right does Denmark assert control over Greenland? What is the basis of their territorial claim? What is their basis of having Greenland as a colony of Denmark? The United States is the power of NATO. For the United States to secure the Arctic region, to protect and defend NATO and NATO interests, obviously Greenland should be part of the United States.
Good evening. On Friday, the Department of Justice served the Federal Reserve with grand jury subpoenas, threatening a criminal indictment related to my testimony before the Senate Banking Committee last June. That testimony concerned in part a multi-year project to renovate historic Federal Reserve office buildings. I have deep respect for the rule of law and for accountability in our democracy. No one, certainly not the chair of the Federal Reserve, is above the law. But this unprecedented action should be seen in the broader context of the administration's threats and ongoing pressure. This new threat is not about my testimony last June or about the renovation of the Federal Reserve buildings. It is not about Congress's oversight role. The Fed, through testimony and other public disclosures, made every effort to keep Congress informed about the renovation project. Those are pretexts. The threat of criminal charges is a consequence of the Federal Reserve setting interest rates based on our best assessment of what will serve the public, rather than following the preferences of the president. This is about whether the Fed will be able to continue to set interest rates based on evidence and economic conditions, or whether instead monetary policy will be directed by political pressure or intimidation. I have served at the Federal Reserve under 4 administrations, Republicans and Democrats alike. In every case, I have carried out my duties without political fear or favor, focused solely on our mandate of price stability and maximum employment. Public service sometimes requires standing firm in the face of threats. I will continue to do the job the Senate confirmed me to do, with integrity and a commitment to serving the American people. Thank you.
What's up, guys? Carlos Cortez here with another episode of Scriptures and Wall Street. Man, I'm so excited to be here. For those of you that are turning in for the first time, we're on many new networks. I know in 2026, we are getting some new networks added on. So pretty excited about that. Welcome. Don't matter where you come from, you're here for a reason. I believe, truly believe that there's no coincidence. Also, we are a faith-based podcast. We do offend the left here and there, and that's okay. We are a faith-based podcast, obviously, and we could care less about your feelings when it comes to our faith. We're bold about our faith. We're bold about what we say, and quite frankly, it's refreshing, probably to you and also to me, just to talk real, to talk no BS about the markets, talk about the banks, talk about life, talk about our struggles, our temptations, our mindset. That's why I created this Scriptures and Wall Street podcast. So if you like that tone, and if not, then leave, find something else. Go get your advice from someone that you don't believe in, with ethically, morally, spiritually, financially, now medically, right? And I mean, the landscape has changed. So if that's you, click and like our YouTube channel. We are on Spotify now, I believe, and we are on Rumble, of course. Please like and subscribe on our Rumble channel, Scriptures and Wall Street. You can find us on YouTube as well, and Spotify. So I'm really excited about that. Our producer, Mike, has done an amazing job. We have some website updates at Green Money Solutions that we're going to be doing. Also, some new services this year we're going to be launching. We're going to be launching a consulting, a business consulting, utilizing our AI services, how AI could actually help you. That would be another branch off of our podcast. And I'm more than happy to consult with any business owner that needs services on AI and how it can produce revenue for you, lead generation, lead production, as well as CRM, and just so many tools to cover your pain points. But more so, this year, we're going to be focusing on some options on how you can make money with red money, how you can utilize AI to generate passive income for you, and more importantly, how you can protect your monies so that when the market does go down, you aren't victim to it. You see, our clients do have a lot of confidence because the managed money side of things, we have proactive traders. On the security side, we have insurance on literally on our nest egg on a portion of your retirement. And if you don't have insurance on your money, I don't know what you're doing. Having a bank account is not insurance on your money. Having precious metals is not insurance on your money. I know that is kind of hard to believe, But the fact of the matter is that it is a traded commodity. It is not considered a security, it's considered a commodity. Now, I believe in this, but this could also hurt you if you don't know how to buy and sell it right. What I mean by that is there are a lot of brokers that are going to be selling gold and precious metals, and we'll talk about platinum here in a second as I pull up that chart, and copper. I don't recommend buying from gold dealers. If they say they're a gold dealer, I would stay away. You want to deal with a precious metals dealer, particularly one of my favorites and strategic partner, Cornerstone Asset Metals. Amazing group. You can reach out to them. Terry is a very close brother of mine and just an awesome individual. I'll give you his number right now. Yes. So reach out to Cornerstone, 888-747-3309. And you can ask for Terry or any of his advisors that will be fielding. His group is amazing. Love those guys. I also will, in the future, will be helping all of his clients to secure their retirement. Because a lot of these people are, believe it or not, they're selling their precious metals. Not all of it, but some of it. You see, that's the thing. I actually have a good one-liner that I pulled up the other day, and I meant to write it down. And it's actually why I wanted to talk about what I want to talk about, because it leads into so much what is going on. Actually, the silver leads into what I really want to talk about. So I've been fielding a lot of calls, and just bear with us this week. I am switching advisors around. I can't speak to everybody, but for now, just this week alone, and probably for the rest of this month, I will be doing all the consults and podcasting. Typically, when you call in, I have an advisor or two that will take in the consults. But we are resetting. We're starting new fresh this year. I'm rebuilding. And so just bear with us if you do call. Our schedule is very, very tight as we go into Q1 of 2026. I'm just making some changes to benefit everyone. And we are moving forward. And we are so excited about just 2026 and our message. And we're growing. And all things work for the greater good for those that love Christ Jesus. Amen. So one-liner that I loved that I saw online that it just resonated with me was, you don't have to be right at the top to be wise. You just have to avoid being wrong at the bottom. I'll repeat it. You don't have to be right at the top to be wise. You just have to avoid being wrong at the bottom. And I think we forget that. I truly think we forget that. And so what that actually resonated with me as we look at the SP500, it did over 10% this year. The NASDAQ did over 21%. S&P 500 closed at 16%. I'll get the exact number here shortly. And so what I want to make sure that you guys understand, yes, you made money. You've done great. Your mutual funds, your Vanguard funds, your Fidelity funds, great. Pat yourself on the back. But let me ask you, is that money guaranteed? Have you closed out of it? Maybe you haven't. Maybe you have. That is completely up to you and what you want to do. And look, I'm not here to steal business from another advisor. I'm just here to educate you. And so what happens is, historically, over the past 20 years since I've been a retirement planner, I've seen this firsthand. I've seen the mindset shifts. I've seen the euphoria. I've seen the trading cycle. We've talked about the trading cycle in great detail. And I'll pull it up right now. So for those of you that remember, for those of you that have been listening to me for a while, let me say my disclosure here, by the way. Everything on this podcast is meant for information and education purposes only. I'm not here on this podcast to give investment advice. Please do not take anything as investment advice that I'm talking about, because this podcast is not meant for investment advice. This podcast is meant for education and information purposes only. I am a licensed financial advisor. If you would like investment advice, then you could give us a call. 813-448-3446. And we can schedule a conversation so that I could actually help you with your retirement. So don't buy an annuity unless you know how to double your money within 4 to 6 years. I'm talking about no fees, principal protection. The market goes down, you lose nothing. You get an annual statement because your money's not invested in the stock market. It's only credited by the index. And what is the number one index that I can find? That's going to be the NASDAQ. That's going to be AI. That's going to be technology. That's going to be healthcare technology. What are you doing not investing in that? You want to be able to have access to a principal protected account with no fees that has complete growth. If we look at the actual index, if you look at the NASDAQ, in 08, NASDAQ was down 41%. We made 53% the following year, a 19, a 2%, a 16%. In 01 and the dot-com bombs, we made 49, a 10, a 1. And so right now the NASDAQ is down. It's a great time to get in. When Trump got in 2016 to 2020, the NASDAQ yielded over 100%. You can now effectively get into the NASDAQ without risking your principal, have principal protection, have no annual fees, and get your gains locked in. This is not found in your mainstream broker. This is not found on Wall Street. As a former stockbroker, I wish I had access to this to my clients. Give us a call. We want to help you, and we can work with all 50 states. God bless. So how many times have we gotten lost in the minutia of the everyday life? We've gotten fat, we've gotten lazy, we've gotten complacent, not just in our faith, but also our fitness, maybe our finances, maybe our marriage, maybe our family. But we've gotten complacent, and we constantly need to continue to grow. And one of the things I was weak at was in my fitness. As a former athlete, I thought I had it all. My ego got in the way. I'm like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Up until now, I have been able to focus on my fitness. For those of you who've been following me for 3 or 4 years, you understand that I've gained a lot of weight. I've used the excuse of having 4 kids, a marriage, a business, helping out at church, all these excuses. And I keep putting myself in the back burner. This is deadly. And what I love about this company, what I love about taking ownership, is that GetMeLeanUSA.com has the ability to introduce natural groundbreaking peptides. What your body demands, what your body needs to release those fat stored cells, to build muscle, to gain your physical being back to where it's naturally supposed to be. We're not talking about big pharma saying we're going to come out with the weight loss drug. We're not talking about losing muscle. We're talking about gaining muscle, gaining your physique back, controlling your appetite, giving you the edge that you need to help you get your body back in check the way God intended it to be, by using his resources with America First products, with America First company that aligns and believes in what you believe in. Introducing GetMeLeanUSA.com. Get in. This is going to be groundbreaking, huge business opportunity, as well as a huge groundbreaking technology that is going to change the landscape. So I know good things before I see it, and I highly recommend you get in. All you got to do is click the link below and get you some fit, get you some lean, and get fit and get lean. This is not going to do everything. Of course, diet and exercise, you continue your walking, continue your protein intake, but man, does it make it a whole lot easier to get in shape. Look at me, I've lost 60 pounds, but this is actually fundamentally a great recipe to get back in shape. And I can personally attest to the amazing effects of this product. So go to GetMeLeanUSA.com. You won't regret it. You can cancel anytime. They're affordable, and yet they're effective. And you are supporting our show. You're supporting yourself. You're supporting a mission. There is an affiliate program attached to it if you would want to share it with your friends and family. There's a whole nother opportunity there. But more importantly, let's get your fitness back in check. God bless you. Carlos Cortez here, signing out. This is the trading cycle that we go through. Optimism, excitement, thrill, euphoria. Think of this as 2025. So we're, Trump's in, the markets go in. There's excitement. There's thrill. We saw silver. We saw takeoff. We saw the S&P, the NASDAQ. You guys remember that there was some retracements during that ride. And now everybody's fat off Christmas, fat off these returns, and just kind of getting lazy and really not even talking about it. And I'm saying overall, like the markets. And then there's a euphoria where you feel bulletproof, like you feel great. I mean, look, even for our clients to have a covenant process, we have a little bit in managed monies, we have a little bit in precious metals, we have a lot in safe money or green money, as we call it. And as we go through that cycle, this is where the problem happens. Market drops. We have a retracement, which I expect that we should be having in the next month or so. Anxiety kicks in because we didn't sell at the top. And then there's denial. There's no way the market's down 10, 15, 20%. Then there's fear, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I had all this money and I didn't sell. Like, how idiotic am I? Then there's desperation, and then there's panic. And then you're just numb. You're just numb. Your head is cut off. Then there's despondency where you don't want to do anything. It goes up a little bit, then your hope, and then a little bit of relief. My life is not over. And then I'm back to break even again, right? And I'm optimistic. And then excitement happens, and thrilled, and euphoria, and then there's just roller coaster. And so what's sad is that a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of investors, from my experience, they sell right here between the panic, desperation, and the capitalization, and despondency, and they buy when they're optimistic. Don't let that be you. You will get hurt, guys. And I see it right now with silver. Like, you're buying silver right now. I mean, it's a risk. It really is a risk. Now, if you're buying silver, I think silver will go to $200. I said silver will be at, and this is not investment advice. I'm just being having a market opinion, which I'm allowed to do. I think silver should hit 100. I said silver would hit 100 by March. I didn't know it'll possibly hit it by February. Mid-February, but by March, it could be 200. Definitely by year end, we could be looking at a 250 silver price point. And 2 years from now, it could be 300, possibly 400. There's no way that the silver is not going to not be in demand. In order for AI to take over, in order for missiles to be made, in order for smart cities to be made, in order for anything computerized or digital, even electrical companies need silver. Like electricity, like the components to make electrical boards, they use silver and copper. It is about to get nuts in the precious metals. So if you're buying silver, please reach out to Cornerstone. They do pay me a small little, very, very small little finder's fee, less than 2%. So I'm not making a ton of commissions, but everything you do does support Scriptures and Wall Street, our podcast. If you are going to buy precious metals, please buy it from a company that you align yourself with from a faith standpoint. And if you're listening to this, I already know the listener, our general listener, is that faith-based person that is completely stubborn about the cross, meaning there's no non-negotiables. We believe that he is our savior. His blood has cleansed us. His blood has saved us. His blood gives us everlasting life. If you believe that, then we are a right fit, period. I think that's the core. Like, I like to do business with people that believe in masculinity and femininity, that believe in the pro-family, that are pro-gun, that are not subject to the medical agenda, that are not subject to the Wall Street agenda, that literally die for the cross every single day. Those are my people. Now, if that offends you, if that's too extreme, then I'm sorry, I'm not a good fit. Go fly a kite. Go find somebody that people pleases. That's not me. That's not me. We're here to be salt and light and love, but we also are not here to people please as well. And you'll never find that from my firm or myself. We take responsibility in everything that we do, whether it's good or bad. And we're here to provide a service and to provide a podcast that you can relate to. So my question to you is, in your field, in your life, where are you people pleasing? Where are you giving up some of your morals to cater to somebody that doesn't really fit with your fabric, with your association, with your standards? Do you even have standards? You know, what's interesting is January 9th was National Quitters Day. I never talk about New Year's resolutions. I like to plan at the end of the year, but I really like doing it in February just because it's different. And I'm like, I clock out, man. I clock out December. I clock out. I don't do anything. Notice my podcast wasn't up to date in December. And I really, really start working at the end of January. I love what I do. I love the podcast. So I will always at least podcast twice a week because I have to, because there's people that are relying on this, that want a market analysis, that want to know that, hey, what we're doing or what they're doing, they need to know about straight up. And honestly, like, you don't even have to do business with us. Like, we just care about people in their financial situation. We have clients that just pay us for advice, and that's fine. You don't have to do business with us. There's clients that may have, like, $4, $5, $10 million, $20 million, and they just want to know that they're in the right investments. They don't even want us to manage it. They just want an opinion. We're more than happy to cater to that. We have clients that have won the lottery, that have professional contracts, and they just need advice. And we welcome our arms to you. No string attached. So amazing stuff, amazing software that we have access to help analyze the markets. Now, if your current advisor doesn't have the ability to read the market or any stock on the spot and give you analysis, even in like 5 to 10, 15 seconds of any event, of any traded stock or ETF or fund, then I don't know if that's a good thing. If he has to go through like corporate America to figure out a report and do all this nonsense, I don't know if that's a good thing for you. But that's just my opinion. I'm not talking bad about others. I just want to be able to look at something and tell you if it's a good, bad thing from a technical standpoint. The other thing I want to mention is that most financial advisors don't even trade. So as we get into 2026, you'll see that everybody wants to be a financial advisor. Oh, man, I should have bought silver. I should have bought gold. I should have bought platinum or palladium or copper, this and that. And UIG is up and the banks are falling apart and inflation's so high. All this noise. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't even participate in those conversations till you have your base covered. Now, what does that mean? Well, what I mean by that is you don't have to be right at the top in order to be wise. You just have to avoid the bottom, being wrong at the bottom. And that's where Green Money Solutions comes in. For many of you that are listening to this, you're stuck in the SP 500. You're distracted by the beautiful gains of the markets. Totally get it. Totally get it. I understand. I trade the markets too. I love the stock market. I could talk all day about it, about some really cool technique and strategies. And I'm not comfortable yet, but I'm going to be introducing a way to make income off the markets that is risky, but it will be fun. And I know I have a cool group here that is waiting for it. They're even waiting to get paid on it. But I just ask to be patient. By the summertime, I should have a program where you can buy into, and there'll be trading signals. And we'll talk about selling call options, a whole course that I'm going to be working on. And it's going to be awesome. I just can't wait. You can manage it yourself. I also have AI trading bots that I'm interviewing and testing as we speak. that is not securities related. That is not financial planning related. It is something that you do on your own. I will be talking about it. I'm trying it out with my own money, my own setup. It is very difficult, does have a technical curve to it. And it's not difficult for me. It's just, I want to make sure that it's simple for the everyday man. So a lot of cool things. Just stay in tune. Click like and subscribe on our platforms, Rumble, YouTube, as well as Spotify. And you will stay in the know of all the things that are coming up. Also, I want to talk about just a few things here. And the main thing is that as we get into 2026, keep in mind the volatility index. Keep in mind why the markets are up. We are in a total different landscape. Now, I'm not going to be talking about Israel and Ukraine and if Trump is sold out to whoever. I'm not going to talk about that. Honestly, I could care less. I really could. Because at the end of the day, my faith is not in the politics. We are given a book, and that book is the Bible. And in his word, it literally tells us that we don't need to worry. We don't need to throw hate. We don't need to do any of that. If we're chasing returns, better, the proverb says, better a little with righteousness than much gain with injustice. Proverbs 16:8. You know, we have a constant, we're in a constant change of, you know, we have war, there's crisis everywhere, there's political chaos, there's economic chaos. We have a chaotic environment right now, guys. We have obviously war, there's crisis, there's political chaos, there's economic doom. In Japan and in China, silver, the cost of silver literally is $120. So what we're seeing right now is that silver is being suppressed. We have banks, JP Morgan, Bank of America, that are selling silver calls and contracts in the thousands, by the way. And each contract is insane. I mean, I can't remember how much a contract is. If you currently have money in the bank, a 401k, or even precious metals in an IRA, you may want to listen up. You're going to want to have a place where you have a guarantee on your funds. As we go into a lower interest rate environment, banks will be stressed out when the commercial real estate crisis happens. Right now, you can get a guarantee, yes, a guarantee on your principal, and get a 29% bonus. If you're younger than 65 years of age, we can utilize an insurance-based contract that has been around for over 100 years. And guess what? You get a guarantee on your funds. You get a guarantee on your principal. We want to help you find a guarantee on your funds that are actually outside of banking laws, outside of securities laws. Right now, as interest rates are getting lowered, we only have this special running to November 1st. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your information, and let's just see if you qualify. So how many times have we gotten lost in the minutia of the everyday life? We've gotten fat, we've gotten lazy, we've gotten complacent, not just in our faith, but also our fitness, maybe our finances, maybe our marriage, maybe our family, but we've gotten complacent, and we constantly need to continue to grow. And one of the things I was weak at was in my fitness. As a former athlete, I thought I had it all. My ego got in the way. I'm like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Up until now, I have been able to focus on my fitness. For those of you who've been following me for 3 or 4 years, you understand that I've gained a lot of weight. I've used the excuse of having 4 kids, a marriage, a business, helping out at church, all these excuses. And I keep putting myself in the back burner. This is deadly. And what I love about this company, what I love about taking ownership, is that GetMeLeanUSA.com has the ability to introduce natural groundbreaking peptides what your body demands, what your body needs to release those fat stored cells, to build muscle, to gain your physical being back to where it's naturally supposed to be. We're not talking about big pharma saying we're going to come out with the weight loss drug. We're not talking about losing muscle. We're talking about gaining muscle, gaining your physique back, controlling your appetite, giving you the edge that you need to help you get your body back in check the way God intended it to be, by using his resources with America First products, with America First company that aligns and believes in what you believe in. Introducing GetMeLeanUSA.com. Get in. This is going to be groundbreaking, huge business opportunity, as well as a huge groundbreaking technology that is going to change the landscape. So I know good things before I see it, and I highly recommend you get in. All you got to do is click the link below and get you some fit, get you some lean, and get fit and get lean. This is not going to do everything. Of course, diet and exercise, you continue your walking, continue your protein intake, but man, does it make it a whole lot easier to get in shape. Look at me, I've lost 60 pounds, but this is actually fundamentally a great recipe to get back in shape. And I can personally attest to the amazing effects of this product. So go to GetMeLeanUSA.com. You won't regret it. You can cancel anytime. They're affordable and yet they're effective. And you are supporting our show. You're supporting yourself. You're supporting a mission. There is an affiliate program attached to it if you would want to share it with your friends and family. There's a whole nother opportunity there. But more importantly, let's get your fitness back in check. God bless you. Carlos Cortez here, signing out. So what you guys need to understand, you can take a look, is that, and it's a conspiracy, supposedly, guys. This is what they're saying. They say it's a conspiracy. It's always a conspiracy. You got banks selling naked shorts. Selling naked shorts on silver. This is verified. No hype. Each contract has 5,000 of these puppies here. 5,000. Right here. I mean, I had these on my desk for all year last year. And you know, this is my personal silver, and I use it as a prop. It's real silver because I love Cornerstone, and I'm always talking about them because they're such a good company. And you know, I buy my silver when I want silver from them, and they always give us a great price. But this bad boy, when I was talking to you guys about Cornerstone, this was worth maybe $150 a bar, $200 at most. Guys, I mean, I was talking about this at $17 an ounce. Each bar now, a 10-ounce bar, is worth close to $1,000. It's like, you know, silver is at $90, $92. Dude, one of these is $920 here in America. If you go to China, they're over a G right now. They're about $1,200 a bar. So yeah, I've had this silver on my desk for a while, and it was only maybe $1,000 worth of silver just for props for Cornerstone, because I really believe in their product and how they deliver. I mean, it's cool to have these bars delivered to your home, and they even have coins with scriptures on them. And now these bars are close to $1,000 a piece, so they're no longer props. This is something that I need to like put away, because now it becomes an investment, when something that was just more of a bug out bag scenario has now become an actual viable asset. You know, you can't generate money off of precious metals. However, you can trade the paper and generate income. I'll talk about that later in the year. But one silver contract, guys, is worth $5,000. Bank of America has over, I think it was over 3,000. 3,000. So 5,000 ounces right now is roughly worth about $150,000 if you have 5,000 ounces. It's insane. I think it's a lot higher, But each contract is 5,000 ounces. Banks are shorting silver because future markets and paper markets pretty much demand a hedging and liquidity strategy. So banks will typically short a commodity. It is a CFTC regulated deal. They are not allowed to spoof. Back in 2022, JP Morgan got caught spoofing the price of gold, and which is completely illegal. I'm not saying that's happening here, but there's a lot of misinformation out there in regards to spoofing silver. The banks could do it. I'm not saying they are or aren't. What I'm saying is that you will see naked shorts, and they're doing that on silver because they have to provide liquidity to the markets, and they're a market maker. So they do these derivatives and they make money off spreads and whatnot. So it's very complicated on how they make money on that. I'm not here to talk about that. But right now, one contract of 5,000 ounces at today's price is worth over $458,000 if we're talking about spot price. And they got 4,000 contracts. So you're looking several $1 billion there. What I'm really wanting to get the message out is that we need to understand that going into 2026, it's a different landscape. We haven't even talked about humanoids and robots, and I think the humanoids are coming in 2027, 2028, fully integrated in 2029. But before then, we're going to see like specialized robots. And what I mean by that, like the Roombas, right? The Roombas will now do more than just vacuuming. They got like a new robot. They call them hobots. A hobot, short for housebot. They got these smaller housebots basically that will clean a whole bathroom. That will read, they utilize AI and teach children how to read a book. They got a robot that basically you put it near the iron and it will iron your clothes. They got a smaller housebot that will take all your clothes and throw it in a dishwasher or in the washer machine. They have a robot that will cut your grass. They have a robot. So you're going to see a pool cleaner one. They have a house bot for everything. Now the humanoids are going to be ones that look like a human robot. Those are going to be so expensive. The average person is not going to be able to afford it. And there's a lot of risk with them. So even those will come out by the early innovators. We'll see them this year, but they're not going to be so easily programmed where it does everything that a smaller, affordable house bot could do. There's even a house bot right now, like a Roomba, that goes on the side of your walls and your windows and cleans your windows and your walls and your baseboards. That's awesome. I got kids and oh man. Yeah, I don't need to tell you about kids, but we're going to see all that. And so silver and AI is going to be all integrated in that. And that is taking off. Like the gyms, health gyms, cleaning companies, commercial cleaning companies, hospitals, malls, airports. They're going to need these robots. They look like a house bot, and they look like the industrial ones look like Zambonis. And they're going to be cleaning airports. They're going to be doing all this stuff, and it's unreal what is about to happen. So a lot of jobs are going to be replaced by AI, and I want to make sure that you guys are allocated in a way where we can have safe money, we can have safe retirement accounts, where we can get credited by the beautiful index that is taking advantage of all these revolutionary changes that is helping humanity just in regular things. Now, we don't want to fund the cabal. We don't want to fund things that we don't agree with. I understand that. And we have so many faith-based or value-based programs that are amazing right now that we don't have to fund the agenda of things that we don't agree with. All you got to do is give us a call, 813-448-3446. More importantly, guys, I want to just simply throw it out there. California, a lot of the New England area, surrounding area states, is very difficult. And so you just have to give us a call. But we have a new program right now at 27%. It's not a new program. It's greenmoneysolutions.com. A lot of people have been calling us about, hey, how can I secure my retirement? I just got access to my pension. I've been listening to you for 2 or 3 years, and I want to roll my money over as an IRA, and I want to get that 27% bonus. Now, this is a insurance-based product. You only have access to 10% a year, and all the guarantees are backed by a strong A-rated insurance carrier. Pretty amazing. You can add to it for the next 3 years and get a 27% bonus if your state allows, and if you have the suitability requirements that is needed to purchase these type of accounts. One thing, a heads up, is that you need $75K to start that account at that level. If you have less than that, we can help you. But it's a minimum of 20, and I believe 20,000 you can add to it, and you would only get a 20% bonus, depending on your state, guys, depending on your state. And you can add to it for 3 years. There is a fee, 0.95 annual fee that the safe money company or institution will charge you. And the other big part is you only have access to 10%, but you can add to it. Great for somebody that has, 30,000 that they want to start their retirement with, and just keep on adding to it. And you get this bonus for only up to 3 years. The bad side about it is that you are subject to only 10% free withdrawals during your surrender schedule. And you make roughly 50% of an index, not the S&P, not the NASDAQ. It's a blended index, and it can go from treasuries to commodities to S&P to NASDAQ. So it's a rotator index. Last year didn't do too well, and that's because they're lowering interest rates. However, you can just sign up for the S&P and get a portion of that. Great account for someone that wants to just secure their retirement. I get the call, and I understand, hey, I don't know who this podcaster is, and I read up on him online, and he has a Reddit post that he said that this, and that, and blah, 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 all this defamatory stuff. I totally get it, but I'm not touching anybody's money. You're doing business with the insurance and investment companies. So people will say whatever they want. What we want to do is secure your retirement, get it out of the banking system, get it out of the Wall Street casino. They can say whatever they want about me. At the end of the day, my heart is to serve you, is to protect you, and grow your retirement. That's it. And if I get to talk about Jesus in our conversation, I'm winning, because my job is not just to protect your principal. It's actually to spread the message. And if you're interested in supporting that, then give us a call. 813-448-3446. We want to help you in many ways possible. We also have, if you're into managed money and you want to grow your assets, we do have a program on the wealth management side or the advisory side where we can do analysis there and grow your retirement portfolio as well if you want liquidity and more market-based tactical money management. Guys, there's so much I need to talk about, but this weekend we're going to have a great show. We'll be diving deep into the charts, diving deep into what is expected to come for 2026. I'm really excited. Anyways, I got to roll out of here. Here's some awesome pictures. As you guys know, I bought a small little airplane so I can take my son to all his hockey tournaments. And I was just trying it out, and my dad's here, so I flew him to Georgia, St. Simon's Island, and we had lunch there. And it was amazing time just to experience. I don't fly, but I have an awesome pilot that does. And just to go and have lunch over there and check it out. And so, yeah, one cool thing is I had the ability to fly out to Georgia on my plane that I recently bought. And it's amazing. I'm with my dad, just flying over to Georgia and island out there, St. Simmons. I don't know how you pronounce it. But anyways, it was really cool. It was just there to test out my pilot, get used to him, get to know him, get used to the plane. And yeah, so I'm not a pilot. I don't know if I ever want to get my pilot's license, but it was just cool to lease that out to a local flight school. And secondly, I could fly to all my son's hockey tournaments, right, that are out of state. So I'm really excited about that and the future of that. And if you're a pilot, I would love to talk with you. We can talk shop. I don't know anything about aviation. I just own a small little airplane, a little Beechcraft, Bonanza. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. It has new avionics and a new prop. So and it has instrument rating. So I'm really excited about leasing that out. I'm just dabbling into. I thought it was pretty cool from a taxation standpoint. Yeah. So guys, there's so many things you can do to save on taxes. You just have to hire a smart advisor that's proactive and a great CPA that aligns with you spiritually, mentally, financially, economically, and politically. And we have that. If anything I say to you resonates, give us a call. We want to help you. 813-448-3446. We have a great team over here, a strategic team that can help you on the wealth management side, on the legal side of things. Wills and trusts will be offered as well. We have partnered with a national attorney firm that has given us access to the wills and trust documentation so that when you pass away, your assets will go right to your loved ones, not to anyone else. So I think that is important to control money from the grave. We're going to be talking about all that. But all you got to do, go and like and subscribe our YouTube channel right now and our Rumble channel. Please, you can help support our show. Also, if you haven't yet, and if you're interested in losing weight and feeling good and sleeping well, go to getmeleanusa.com. Get Me Lean USA. You can purchase products on a monthly subscription. Great products if you want to build muscle, lose weight, and sleep well and hydrate. They have all these products, 4 or 5 of them. I recommend getting the performance pack. My favorite is the lean and the fit. I can't go a day without it. And my kids take the calm because they're always hyper with the ADHD and they sleep well, and it calms them down at night. So if you haven't had a chance, go to getmeleanusa.com. You can cancel anytime. Right now, they're running I believe a 10% discount if you go on subscriptions, and it helps support the show. Don't make a lot of money off of it, just enough to buy a cup of coffee, but it does support the show, and you're helping Scriptures in Wall Street show. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Don't forget to like and subscribe and go to CortezWM.com if you would like to book a consultation with us. Also, you can go to greenmoneysolutions.com and look at some of the options for your safe money. And that way you are not subject to silver. And if you are up on silver, I recommend, or I can't recommend, but it will be smart and wise to take some off the table. Not all of it, but maybe a third, while prices are really, really high. That way you can take that and put it in safe money and let the rest run. Or if you have the opportunity to take your original principal out, secure that and let the rest run. That way you are not missing the boat on silver. A lot of clients followed our covenant process where they bought precious metals from Cornerstone. They bought safe money from us, and they have managed money, and they're making money in all 3 ways. Guys, it's time to readjust. It is time to readjust. Don't get greedy. Don't get fat. Don't get lazy. Remember that the emotional trading cycle. We want to make sure that we are selling at the all-time high, a little bit, not all of it. And we are not riding it to the bottom, okay? Because if you hold precious metals, I promise you, you eventually will lose money on it. Even though you may be profitable long-term, you don't want to ride that puppy down to the new support level. It is a traded commodity, just like pork bellies, just like the dollar, the futures dollar, just like cocoa, just like sugar, just like copper. It is a trade. So do not get emotionally driven by it, even though you are passionate about it. We understand why it's going up, but just understand it is red money. The definition of red money is unlimited losses, unlimited gains. You have no control of the price, and it creates FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. God has given us not the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. So be very, very steward-like and prudent on those assets. Okay, guys? Anyways, give us a call. This weekend show is going to be awesome. We're going to be getting into the details. It'll be Sunday because I got SPF on Saturday. Look forward to speaking with all of you guys. Give us a call, 813-448-3446. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm out of here, guys. Later.
Latino blood, American pride, with a word in my heart and the fire in my speech. I'm a warrior for the kingdom on scriptures and Wall Street.
If you currently have money in the bank, a 401k, or even precious metals in an IRA, you may want to listen up. You're going to want to have a place where you have a guarantee on your funds. As we go into a lower interest rate environment, banks will be stressed out when the commercial real estate crisis happens. Right now, you can get a guarantee, yes, a guarantee on your principal, and get a 29% bonus. If you're younger than 65 years of age, we can utilize an insurance-based contract that has been around for over 100 years. And guess what? You get a guarantee on your funds. You get a guarantee on your principal. We want to help you find a guarantee on your funds that are actually outside of banking laws, outside of securities laws. Right now, as interest rates are getting lowered, we only have this special running to November 1st. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your information, and let's just see if you qualify.